This is Sweetwood Farm, and I'm Nan. I'm going to dedicate this video to Alani and Kaylin. I really miss you guys, and today we're going to talk about composting with red wiggler worms. About 3 years ago, Uncle Nick gave me some red wigglers. He made a really good compost bin, and this is it. It's 2 pails together with holes for air, but it's just not quite big enough. I want a bigger one because I really want a lot of worm castings. Worm castings are really worm poop, and it's the best thing for your garden. It's the best fertilizer. It's full of really good minerals and also has good bacteria in it for your garden. So we want to get as much as we can for the garden, so we need a lot of worms. Unfortunately, I did have a bigger composter bin, but last winter a rat got into it. What it did was it chewed a big hole in the bottom, and it got in and ate all the compost and most of the worms, until Gracie the Wonder Dog chased him away. So anyway, I did collect some of the worms out of there, and I put them back in this smaller one. So I really don't know how many are in. This is what I'm going to use. It's just a bin that you can buy anywhere, and I have put some air holes in it with a 1/4-inch drill bit from Bups all the way around. It's because worms need air. Even though they're underneath a lot of solid stuff, they still need to breathe air, don't they? Just like us. And they also like it to be dark, so if you're going to do this, don't use a clear container. Always use one that's got a solid side. And if you're going to have worms, you have to keep them between 40 degrees and 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Can't let them get too cold or they'll die, and if they're too hot, they'll dry out. Which brings me to another point. You don't want them to be too wet or too dry. Usually when I start a new compost bin, I use peat moss, but I couldn't get any peat moss, so I'm using triple mix dirt, which is good. It's got peat moss in it. And what I've done before is I have mixed it with some water so it's nice and moist. And also we're going to add some sawdust from Bups Workshop. You can use ripped up paper, you can use ripped up cardboard. So you get this, you put some holes around the sides. The lids I made bigger holes. And I think later on what I'm going to do is put some screening on these holes, just so mice don't get in, because I do keep this in the barn. So let's get going. We're going to put some dirt in here. Don't want too much, just enough for the worms to have a nice house. Mix it all around. What I do with these long bins is when I want to compost. Hello Ernie, thanks for helping. You're such a good help. Could you get down? Go on. We're going to feed them from one side to the other, so that if you want to take some of the castings out, you can just go in the side that you haven't been feeding them for a couple of weeks and take out the castings. Okay? Make that all nice. Now, I've gotten here some kitchen waste. Ernie! You want the kitchen waste? That's not for you, it's for the worms. So we've got some shredded asparagus that we didn't need, and all kinds of good stuff. Some pumpkin, and one thing that worms really like, coffee grounds. They really like coffee grounds. I'm going to put that in there on that side. That way so Ernie doesn't get it. A little bit of dirt on top. Now if if you want, you can even have these in your kitchen, as long as you look after them and feed them properly. There's no smell. So, got that all ready. Now we're gonna see if we've got any worms. This is the exciting part. And I've got this mesh on here and a thing underneath to collect the worm castings if we find some. I hope I find some worms. Ooh, don't go away. You don't like being out in the light. Put you in here where it's nice. There's one. Oh, I hope there's more than one. There's another one. Go in there. Oh, there's 1, 3, 4 more. So all of this wonderful dark stuff, except for that peach pit, is worm castings, and we can put that on the garden. Considering the fact that I don't have a lot of worms, I think what I'm going to do, because there might be worm eggs in here I can't see, is I'm going to put all of this in the new bin, and hopefully in a couple of weeks there'll be a lot more worms. A fun fact about these worms is they can eat their weight in 24 hours. So, depending on how many worms you have in your container, you might have to feed them a lot. I feed mine about once a week. And you can't feed them eggshells or citrus, and don't give them spicy foods, and never give them meat or dairy. So basically, anything else goes. They will compost it. So, that's it for me. Sweet Wood Nan, I'd give you a big hug if I could, but I don't think you'd want one right now. Love you, bye.